It's Sunday. I've done a lot of cutting this week. It's time for an update. Okay, so let's start up here. The pad is done. They've got some concrete under it. They've patched the sidewalk. They have repaired the street all the way down, even patched the sidewalk there. I'll show you that in a minute. And they even built a retaining wall around the pad here, which is more to keep the dirt out of their whole situation here. They didn't have to disturb too much, but I did have to move that palm there. I had to move it back a couple of feet, and that was unfortunately because of this tree. There are a lot of roots running through this garden bed, and so that means we really can't plant anything with really deep roots. I'm hoping I pulled that one up properly and that I haven't killed it. We'll find out soon enough. And also, while they were at it, I asked, you see the two blue flags in the picture there? I asked if they could put a pipe underneath so that I could actually have the ability to run either if I needed to run a wire through there, or, well, actually, if another utility needs to do it, that's on them. But more what I was thinking was like the 1/4-inch tubing, so I could extend up here for this part of the garden bed. The plan was to try and abandon or disconnect and remove this particular sprinkler because it is running right underneath their stuff, and if that pipe ever lets go and starts leaking, it's leaking in their stuff, and it creates a problem. Now, in order to figure out exactly what I'm dealing with here, if I want to remove this one, I can try and disconnect it and cap it off, but that doesn't really solve the problem. There's still a pipe full of water under there. And so I thought, okay, well, this one probably has a pipe going underneath, going back to this one. And I said, okay, I can disconnect this one, and then that one there won't be any water. Problem is, this one's a T, and this is really old pipe, and trying to disconnect it and turn it back into like a 90-degree, that's just not simple. It's hard to do. Old, rusted, corroded pipe is hard to deal with without busting it to a point where you're then ripping out the entire system and starting new. So I figured, all right, maybe if I can't do this one, maybe I can come back to the previous one, which I thought would be right here. But then I started digging just to confirm. I had dug that one up and saw it teed off and went this way. I dug this one up, and I don't know how well that's going to come through. That is not connected to that one. And that started the whole adventure, digging all of this up to figure out really what I'm dealing with and how this is all plumbed in, so I could figure out what to do. And I finally do have a plan, and there will be videos on that. But this is the weekly update. I just wanted to let you know kind of how complicated this started to get. So watch for that. It'll come out eventually. I'm still behind, trying to catch up. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to the gardening stuff. I have not done anything with this compost bin yet. This one, I have added in some shredded paper, and I've added some water, and I've been turning it, and it actually kind of looks like it's starting to decompose already, which is pretty good. Haven't even looked at this one here. I got all my stuff on top of it. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm not noticing a whole lot of lemons falling off this tree right now. I do see a lot of green lemons. Those are future lemons. So maybe it's kind of done dropping for now, but I've got a bucket with a bunch of them. Oh, they're going bad. I'm gonna have to get rid of those. But then yesterday I got out for a bit, and I was noticing that there was a lot of mildew on a lot of leaves. So something had to be done, and I just got up and just started cutting off a whole bunch of mildew. Got to the point where actually the corn looked like there was one corn stalk here, right where you see that one. Actually, that one was right in front of it, I think, or behind it. So there were two of them here, but one of them was dwarfing the other. I pulled the ears of corn. I thought we had two good ears. We dug in a little further and realized only one of them was good. We had to throw the other away because it was all covered in ants and had missing kernels. And so it's my first time getting this far with planting corn, so I'm not going to complain. And we're going to try that one tonight, so that'll be a good thing. I pulled out the rest of the lettuce that was here. I have planted in here. I've not planted in the next one over. I'll get to that soon enough. If you look up on the hill, now that I've cleared a bunch of this stuff out, you can see there's another spaghetti squash growing up there. And then, actually back here, this one's starting to turn. Let's see if I can get it in frame here. Really kind of hard to, maybe you can kind of see it's starting to turn yellow. So that's a good thing. Yeah, there's still some mildew. I didn't want to take off every leaf from any particular plant. So there's still some that don't look good, but hopefully it won't spread too badly. And I'm going to try and get up on a weekly basis and just go through and clear dead leaves and harvest any fruit I find. I found another patty pan hiding back behind here that I wasn't aware of. The cucumbers, I've got flowers and this and that, and I picked a few of them, and then yeah, you can see this is kind of what I'm dealing with. Some of this is, I think the cucumbers are about done for the year. They produced a lot, so I'm not going to complain. There's another spaghetti squash in there, and somewhere up in here was a really small one, so I think I've got a total of 4. But it kind of gives you an idea. Things are growing, some things are starting to die off. I got a couple of the yard-long beans, so that wasn't a complete and total failure. Yeah, a lot. But I'm thinking the cages maybe were a mistake, because I had to pull a lot off of here. The only reason those stems are still there is because they go out and eventually work their way up the hill. So I don't want to kill the plant completely, and there are leaves, even though it may not look like much. So that's where we are. You can even see there's some running up along the side there. I don't know if that's the cucumber, but I mean, it's just another plant that's starting to grow and get out of control. And I got weeds I got to get rid of, so there's more of that to do. That takes us to the backyard, and the tomatoes and peppers. And the tomatoes are actually doing a lot better since I put in this one sprinkler head. I've got another one here, almost ripe. Another one behind there. Still no actual flowers on this plant. I think I had some early on, but nothing right now. I pulled a ton of weeds in here. Oh, and my little adventures with the skunk. So if you look back there, you can see I put up some of that same hardware cloth that I used earlier in the year to sift the soil. Had some left. I realized that there's basically a little highway for the guy. You see the wooden wall there. That's just temporary to retain the hill, and I guess where they're planning on putting the wall. But between the wrought iron fence and that, this guy is coming up. It turns out there's a little bit of soil in there, and it's just enough going down into the next yard, and there's a gap under that wooden fence that he can climb in and come up. And so I put the hardware cloth, and of course the next night I saw him come right back up. So I couldn't secure the hardware cloth at the bottom. That didn't really help, so I now stuck a paver in there strategically, hoping that that will keep him from coming in. And last night he did not. So Mom and Dad have been busy in the backyard going after the roses, getting them all pruned and fertilized, and Mom's been busy with the flowers and such over here. She's redone a bunch of this, redone a bunch over here. So this is looking nice because she got new plants to replace the dead ones. We got a lizard in the back there. Oh, you're not going to move? You're moving all right. There we go. And finally, today I got out and trimmed a lot of stuff out of here. Out of the hibiscus on either side. We've got two different color 4 o'clocks in here. It's not totally obvious at the moment. But yeah, trimmed the hibiscus way back. I wanted to get the branches that were crossing over other branches. I wanted to get the branches that were pressing up against the wall. Not that they're going to damage the wall, but it's just not good for those branches. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. I'm going to leave you with this shot. It's been a busy week. I'm tired. Time to make dinner. Relax. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Take care of the ones around you. And may your thumb be green.